Right, so 6 tells you, 6 is not the answer. 6 tells you how many people you beat. Who are you? That's what I'm asking. Right, so you guys all said, okay, L equals A over 100 times N.
So I'm 7.
So that's 15 over 100 times 40. And you guys got all 6. That means you beat 6 people. I beat this guy, I beat that guy, I beat that guy, I beat that one. But 6, I beat 6 people, I'm 22. I'm the cookie with 22 chocolate chips in me. Alright. Good? Everyone alright with that part? Can we move on? Okay.
Yeah, that's the one after.
Do you guys want just a minute to confer with your neighbors on this one? Yeah, all right, take a minute, take 30 seconds. Okay, I feel like we're moving on, so let's go ahead and take a look at what comes next. Quartiles. Quartiles divide your data into quarters. There's 4 quarters, right? 4 quarters in a dollar, 4 quarters in a year. So how do I divide into 4 quarters? I make 3 cuts. So those are our quartiles, Q1, Q2, Q3. How do we find them? You find them like this. First, split your data perfectly in half. First. So don't do the median first. First, split your data perfectly in half. It'll save you a big error that some people make. Find the median of the first half, the lower half, that's your Q1. Find the median of the second half, that's your Q3. Then find the median of the whole thing, that's going to be your Q2. So here's the directions. And like I said, I would do this one, I would do step 2 last. Because it messes people up a little bit. The issue comes up was, what if I can't split my data perfectly in half? What if I have an odd number of data pieces? Then you leave out the guy in the middle, and then you take, right, I have an odd number, I can't split perfectly in half, so you leave out the guy in the middle, and then this is your lower half, and then above your guy in the middle, that's your upper half. Because you can't split him in half. But if you have an even number, you split it perfectly in half, including the numbers for the median. Okay. So, I will give you guys an example. Do you guys want an example? 5, 26, 29, 30, 34. Okay. So here I'm going to split my data perfectly in half. Find the median of the lower half, that's my Q1. Find the median of the upper half, that's my Q3. And to find the median for all of it, I have to average those two. So 27.5, that's my Q2. Another possibility, say I have fewer numbers. Now, I can't split my data perfectly in half. There's this number in the middle. So I do my first half and my second half. So then my Q1 is going to be the average of these two, right? Because there's 2 numbers tied for the center. So that would be 22.5. Here my median of these two would be 30.5. And then this would be my Q2. Okay, so you guys, your job is to find the Q1, Q2, and Q3 for this data. I think it helps to sort of, think about how you can split them in half. So that would be my suggestion. Remember, splitting them perfectly in half sort of helps to start off with. So take a minute for that. All right, let me take a look at this one. So, folks, let me try to explain it. So here's my upper half. And here's my lower half. Everyone look up. So upper half, lower half. So I need to find the middle of the upper half. Well, the middle of the upper half is sort of, here's the top of that first part, here's the bottom of that first part. It's going to be those two numbers averaged together. So my Q1 is going to be 36 average, 36 plus 36 divided by 2, right? Average 36 and 36, what do you get? 36. The bottom is going to be the same thing. This 69 is sort of the top. If I were to kind of take them and move them, shift them side by side, this 69 and this 69 would be the two in the middle. Because this is the top part of the first row, and this is the bottom part of that second row. So my Q3 is going to be 69 plus 69 divided by 2, right? Average them. If you average 69, 69, you get 69. Now the whole thing I need to take the top of this bottom half, 45, and the bottom of the top half, 49, and average those two. So Q2 is going to be 45 plus 49 divided by 2, 47. If you're still a little lost in this one, we're going to do some more problems. Hopefully that'll make more sense. But I think something like this will be on your homework, so I wanted to throw one by you guys, folks. Yes? Nope. Not, because we didn't learn that yet. All right, so on your next page of your notes, this is page 3 of your chapter 3.3 notes. Very top of page 3. Deciles separate the data into 10 equal parts. Quartiles separate the data into 4 equal groups. And the interquartile range, also known as the IQR, that's when you take Q3 and minus Q1 and subtract Q1. It's the distance from Q1 to Q3. So the interquartile range, which we're going to use in about half an hour today, is when you take, it's the distance from Q3 to Q1. Take Q3, you subtract Q1. You will need to know that, like I said, in about half an hour. All right, 5-number summary. That's below that. Don't write everything, just write minimum, Q1, Q2, Q3, and max. Just those parts. So just min, Q1, Q2, Q3, max. Just that. Those go, that's your 5-number summary in your notes. So it's just the quartiles, the 3 quartiles we found, and the minimum value, the very first value, and the maximum value, the very highest value you have. So it's just those 5. Let me give you an example. All right, so here's the 5-number summary. First, put your data in order. If your data is not in order, you're going to get garbage. Nothing's going to work. Put your data in order. Then I'm going to split my data perfectly in half. It's even, so I can't split it perfectly in half. So here's my lower half. Here's my upper half. I include every single value. Split it in half. Find the median of the lower half. So 18 plus 31 divided by 2. Average those two, I get 24.5. That's my Q1. Then I'm going to take these two numbers, 55 and 75, average them. I'll get 65. That's my Q3. Then I've got to take these two numbers and average them, right? Because they're in the middle. They're tied for the middle. So 39.5, that's my Q2. And then my min and my max, 10 and 90. So my 5-number summary is going to be 10, comma 24.5, comma 39.5, comma 65, comma, 90. Right? I have two numbers tied for the center here, average them. Two numbers tied for the center of my upper half, average them. Two numbers tied for my overall center, average them. Here's another one. There's a lot of different ways of doing this, right? This time, I can't split it perfectly in half. I have that odd one in the middle. So I'm going to ignore it. And find my lower and upper half, ignoring it. So then my lower half, there's just one in the middle, that's my Q1. My upper half, there's just one in the middle, that's my Q3. And this guy here is my Q2. And then again, I have my min and my max. So my 5-number summary here is going to be 14, comma, typically just separate them by a comma. My Q1 is 23, comma 42, comma 61, comma 73. Okay, so you guys have got 2 problems to do. Find the 5-number summary for each of these problems. And as a hint, the second one, you don't have to resort everything on the second one. The second one, all I've done is add in a 49. So you can just write everything else in order and just insert the 49 where it goes. It's not as much sorting as you think. So work on this one, and as soon as you're done, take a break until 54 minutes. Till 23 after. I'll give you guys 5 minutes to work on it. Let's take a look at what we got here. So if you put these in order, you've got 2. Is that right? Yes. Okay, so did anybody get? Wait, is that right? Is that right? Good. All right. So here's my first half. I cannot split it perfectly in half, so I have to ignore the one in the middle. And I'm going to find the median of the lower half, 25. Median of the upper half, 58. So then my min and my max, right? So it's going to be, for the first one, it's going to be 2, comma 25, comma 38, comma 58, comma 73. For the next one, yeah?
So the same thing you want to write it like that, or just Q1, Q2, or?
Give it to me kind of written out like that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good to label them. Like, you should label them also. This next one, so we're going to put it in order again. 2, 23. I'm just going to rewrite what I have above. Only when I get to 49, I'm going to put 49 in where it goes. Now, did anybody get 25 for their Q1? Right. Did anybody get 25 for their Q1? So you made a big mistake, which is split your data perfectly in half first. Perfectly in half. Oh, wait. Don't think about your Q2, split your data perfectly in half first. Now, what's my median of my lower half? 27. What's the median of the upper half? 55. Then find your Q2. Average those two, you get 40. You use every possible data value when you put it in half, including these two here. You use all of them. So don't leave those two out. Right? They're not the median. The average of them is the median. They're not, so include them. Include everything you can when you split it in half. The only time you don't include everything is when you can't split it perfectly in half, because what do I do with 38? I can't put it in this one, it'd make it uneven. I can't put it in the other one to make it uneven, so you have to leave it out. Now, I got my min and my max, right, min and max. So here's my 5-number summary, 2, 27, 40, 55, 73. Okay. Box plots. I don't want to read that. Alondra, go ahead and read for me. Perfect. So you're going to put a box, kind of through Q1 and Q3, and then through Q2, and then whiskers out to the min and the max. It looks like this. Oops, did I do anything with that? No. I got it. Here's one. You can tell by looking at this shape, right? Graphs, from looking at it, you should be able to tell information without having to read anything else. So here you can see, oh, it's a little more scrunched up here. It's definitely scrunched up there, and then here it's kind of long, right? So you know that between the Q3 and the max, there's kind of this long, it's almost kind of, not quite an outlier, but it's kind of far away, right? So you should be able to tell something from looking at this. If you just wrote it just like this, well, I'll show you in a minute what my frustration is. Here's what for a normal distribution. You look at it, it's symmetric, right? Both sides are kind of the same, kind of mirror image of each other. So that's what a normal distribution one would look like. And then here's one that's really, really skewed. All right, everybody see how skewed that one is? How it's all scrunched up to the left, and then there's this giant outlier way over here. Right? Everybody good with that part? So do not just do this. Don't just be like, oh yeah, here's my box plot. This is 125. This is 205. This is 300. This is 638. And this is 2840. You will lose 3 points on the easiest problem ever, because you're telling me that the distance from here to here, 95, is the same as the distance from here to here, 2200. That's not the same. 95 does not equal 2200, right? So you can't, this is completely wrong. This does not represent the data in the picture above at all. So don't do that. That's big, big trouble. What I would suggest is that you draw a number line. Doesn't have to be fancy. I wouldn't even draw this fancy. I would say, you don't even need this much. You just need like 10. You don't need these guys. Just draw, some information. So you just say I have some little bits here, just 3 or 4 or 5 lines, just so you get a sense of where stuff is. It's perfectly fine. You need all those little lines in between. That's totally fine. And but I would recommend you do that. And make sure that they're evenly spaced. So it should go 10, 30, not 10, 30, 50. You know what I mean? They should be all about the same space. 10, 30, 50, 70, 90. Right? Make sure that they're spaced. That they that these numbers are spaced equally, 10 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20, and that they're all about the same size. Then put your numbers in where they go. So 10 would go here. 24 and a half, it's like almost 25. So it goes here. 39 and a half goes there. 65 goes here. 90 goes there. Then you just draw a box through the Q1 and Q3, and then writes back out through Q2. And then whiskers out to the ends, to the min and the max. So this is not your problem, right? This is the example. You guys have a problem you're doing on your own. Not yet. I'll do another one. 14, 23, 42, 61, 73. And again, just drawing a box around through the quartiles and whiskers out to the ends. All right, so you guys do one for your problem. Your problem was this one. What were your numbers again? It was
227, 40, 55, 75. Or 73, sorry.
Yeah, okay.
I misread my handwriting.
Yeah, no worries. All right, so make a box plot for your data.